just go live, right? So we're live. It's a Bruichladdich day.
It is. It is Bruichladdich night or day, I guess.
Yep.
And yeah, we're going to enjoy some wonderful drams from day, I guess.
Yep. Hang on.
Personally, my favorite distillery in Scotland. But before we start, I'd like to welcome.
No, Vito's just put a black screen on. He doesn't.
Black screen. Special guest tonight is a black screen.
Yep.
Sometimes noise will come from that black screen. Sometimes it may not.
He doesn't realize that changing the camera settings will actually require him to shut down StreamYard and then re-enter it. Yes,
all right. Well,
Brad, I am catching them all. You want to see something? Oh shit! Evie's gone. I've lost my Evie.
Nope, you don't have to turn it. You just have to switch the cameras. You have to switch to
there you go. So you basically you can't just change the setting and not have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. Every time I do that, I forget that I have to switch back. So yeah, professional and all that nonsense.
So yeah, we're going to enjoy some wonderful offerings from Bruichladdich. If you don't know about this distillery, I don't know what you've been doing, because they offer up some of, in my personal opinion, the best scotch on the planet. Some of. When the discussion always comes up on if you could only choose one distillery for the rest of your life, for me, it's absolutely Bruichladdich. They, in my opinion, make some of the best non-peated scotch and some of the best peated scotch. I could go as far as to say I could pick 2 bottles for the rest of my life, 2 bottlings, and I would choose probably the Port Charlotte MC01, which is what I am going to be enjoying tonight, and Black Art, which I know is an easy thing to say because Black Art is marvelous, but I can totally, Octomore. There will be an Octomore. I think all of us will be enjoying an Octo. Not Jeremy. No,
it's like a black cigar.
Octomore. I can get Octomore. Octomore does not fit within the budget challenge.
I was just gonna say it's probably nowhere even close to the budget challenge.
What's a bottle of Octomore go in Australia? It's got to be near, huh?
I'll just have a check.
It's got to be close to 200 like us. Ours typically range 200 to 230 in Ontario.
So my first pour, I'll do that while Jeremy's checking that out. My first pour is a fantastic one, and it goes by the name of Black Art. This is 5.1 from 1992. It's aged 24 years. It's in a bunch of secret casks, which are undoubtedly a bunch of wine casks.
Yeah.
I get tons of the wonderful wine influence on the Black Art. Super fruity, super deep, and Bruichladdich has a ton of amazing wine casks, as we know. So. They've put really good use to it in this, and this is one of the best things that ever happened to me. There's 200 milliliter bottles of Black Art that became available.
They're perfect for you.
Absolutely perfect, because it lasts me forever and it's super friendly on the wallet.
Well, so I like that smaller, like that 200 mil to 325 mil or whatever it is. Especially for your higher end whiskeys, where you've got such a bold flavor that you're more likely to purchase it and dip your feet into it, as opposed to leaping out for a whole bottle and not going with it. So Bruichladdich, so Octomore 8.1 is $200, 10.1 is $220, and 9.1 is $220.
Yeah, so
that's not horrible, but.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same as what we pay in Ontario, which is still a lot considering what we can get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
At least in Canada. But Jeremy's prices for alcohol always seem to be just about on par with us in Ontario. So
for the most part, some of the bourbons are pretty crazy down there.
Yeah. So, but I mean that is
Scotch.
Yeah. So anything that's mainline, generally speaking, the prices will be on par. And before the budget challenge, like I went through this massive rabbit hole to check international prices and stuff like that. Realistically, after you take away exchange differences and just the minor fluctuations and stuff like that, most Scotch products are exactly the same globally, price-wise. A bottle of Johnny Walker Red, barring a few little outlying places, is
Ontario.
No, even then, like it's pretty much obtainable for about the same price. Like so much so that it's about €1 difference in price with Scotland, like to get here, and it's going to be roughly the same for you guys. The US depends on state because obviously state taxes as a whole starts to paying it straight back on par as well. So it's one of those weird things that unless it's a limited production or a local product, and although Scotland doesn't seem to have the discount for local product,
no shit. There's a lot of stuff that is more expensive in Scotland than it is here, and that's just the case is never more evident on not Scotch but in bourbon. There's a lot of bourbon that's way cheaper up here than it is in the state that it's made in.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
But there is reasoning behind it, but it doesn't on the surface. Yeah, it makes no friggin' sense at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to get shipped anywhere. It's staying in again the state, sometimes even the same town where it's produced, and you're paying more than you would up here in Canada. But there is reasons behind it.
Yeah, there is market positioning things behind it, and there are also some states like to discourage it. I know it has been an issue where a local product is significantly cheaper. The locals will buy the shit out of it, and then you have subsequent health problems afterwards.
Well, it's funny that we're touching upon this because this whole night on Bruichladdich came about because we were talking about the documentary on Amazon Prime called Scotch Golden Dream that kind of focuses in on Jim McEwen and Bruichladdich and the story there. They had experts from around Scotland and the whiskey journalism world and everything like that. And Donald, Port 10 is great.
Yeah.
For a core bottling, yes.
It's out of this world.
So speaking of Port Charlotte, really quickly, I poured myself a little sample of a wee dram of the MRC01 experimental cask. Remind me, Dan, your memory's better. What's the? It's 59.2%. But what was the maturation on this one? Do you remember?
French red wine finish. I do know that. Oh boy!
You're probably right. Well, you're definitely right.
Yeah. Second fill French wine casks. Yeah. So
Dan, you're so smart.
Well, no, I just remember because it was being so heavily obsessed with the MC01, which of course is finished in Marsala cask. The MRC, once I realized it existed, I was extremely interested in picking that up. And then, of course, we had it at a friend of ours who has an annual tasting, and he had it there, and it was just absolutely stellar.
A quick cheers, because I haven't taken a sip yet. Have you?
Cheers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been on. It's black art, buddy. I've been drinking it as soon as possible.
He doesn't want it to go off.
I haven't had the MRC01 since the tasting back in, when was that, September?
Of course, you've missed a trick there, Vito. with the Bruichladdich night, you forgot to invite Adam.
Yeah.
Shit. No, we're trying to set something up with the Canadians to try to do a Canadian night.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Adam's Canadian, just from memory.
Oh yeah, big time. Brad, you're right. You cannot risk black art going bad in the glass.
No.
I can't risk it going bad in the sample either. I still have that one up at the very end. There is
transport it into a smaller one, no?
The first black art that was ever given to me that I ever tried, and it was the first sample ever given to me from Brad himself. And
your faces that night were outstanding. First, the Ardbeg 20-something, the 23-year-old 20-something, and then that your face was all over the place.
Because I was like
watching you.
Because I'm the bourbon guy, and I'm coming in and I'm meeting you guys. And I'm super nervous, right? Because I'm meeting you guys in person for the first time, and in my eyes, you guys are just on another level, right? And we were just different stages of our journeys. And
how
again,
little did you know of us?
Yeah. And yeah, Brad converted me to Scotch in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because I was into quarter cask at that time, not heavily, but definitely enjoyed it. And non-peated Scotch wasn't really in my preference. Again, just being a hardcore bourbon guy and rye, I really just never got into Scotch. The few that I did try were admittedly not great examples of Scotch. They weren't good starting points.
Yeah.
But then Brad kind of just spoiled me on another level. Yeah, I tried. There a lot of you guys weren't huge into bourbon, and I know now you guys do appreciate a good bourbon. So if that is a part of, if I was a part of that, I am honored to have done that, because you guys have spoiled the shit out of me. Dave K in particular has spoiled the shit out of me.
Yeah, the MCO1 is from him.
Yep, MRC.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, all these other fine samples that I picked up from his place the other day.
Yeah. So, getting back to what I forget what I was going to say. Somebody, I think it was Greg, was having the Isla Barley 2011. I've got some again. Thanks to these wonderful. This is what I love about Bruichladdich. Like, look at the. I got 200 ml bottles. Like, and again, for a guy like me, you can't go wrong. Yeah. I think I paid for instance, that black art I got on sale for, I believe, was about 70 or 75 bucks, and I picked up 2 of them. So even at 75 bucks, I just paid 150 bucks for 400 milliliters of black art.
Yep.
And I got the fancy, the bottle. So big time benefit there. Yeah. Because I was planning on going back and buying more, because at $300, which is cheaper than the bottle of black art, you get 800 mils in 4 conveniently packaged little bottles.
It'll never fully oxidize like a madman that way.
Right. Well. And you don't get that neat black tin, of course, with it, but at the same time it's really about the juice.
I love my tins.
Yeah.
So as Brad said, like the beauty of it is it doesn't disappear after 2. It's like Brad, because he's just a gentleman, got me like a whole heap of little things from Master of Malt for my birthday, and like 200 mils of brimstone would have been better than 30 mils of brimstone, because it literally left you, like, as much as you could nurse it, it literally left you going, do I like? Because I'm on the fence. Like, there's some really interesting notes in there, but there's some really like other notes in there. I don't know if I genuinely like it or not. Like, if it's a favorite, and then you can't go back and sort of sit on it after a while either.
So I just want to quickly. Sorry, I got to intervene.
Peter,
I've already deleted it, Peter.
Okay,
We don't talk about Fight Club here.
First rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Fight Club will get ruined if we talk about Fight Club. So yes, Peter, we have been privy to that information. However, if things drastically get to the point, because of the internet and because of social media and a lot of the groups out there, and people publicly, it's like a fishing hole. If you really truly want to keep a good thing, you gotta not broadcast it all over social media, and it's fine. Like, I'm not, by no means do we care that you posted that.
No,
totally cool.
do it. Just
an open secret. Yeah, an open secret is completely different than a whole heap of people going, "Oh, did you know you can do this?"
Yeah,
which just really highlights the issue and can really ruin it for a lot of people that genuinely are benefiting. Like, it's not just a small change, and that goes well beyond the whiskey hobby.
Yeah. Puffs and Drams, shoot us a message or an email. I guess you can't private message on YouTube, but you can hit us up. Do we have a generic, or is it all arsehole?
We have.
Yeah, it's all arsehole at caskstrengthshow.com. No.
Where is Puffs and Drams? Is he in Canada?
I think so.
Puffs, where are you from? And please remind me of your name because I forgot.
And yeah, sorry if we've already asked you and since forgotten, because we tend to drink when we ask these things. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, there you go, Puffs and Drams.
Well, go join the Ontario Whiskey Lover Society group.
Yeah, go join ours. I'm a member of ours.
There you go.
And I'm definitely not in Ontario.
Steve, go to Facebook and search Owls. What?
So Oscar,
I give up. I'm out of here.
Ontario Whiskey Lovers Society.
Yeah, O for Oscar. W for whiskey. L for Lima. S for society. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Brad is definitely has. I couldn't remember if it was queries or mail, Brad. So yeah, mail at caskstrengthshow.com also works, but that's less exciting than asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be 3 questions to answer when you join up Owls. They're very straightforward, and we'll monitor it. We'll monitor it so that we get you in right away.
Yeah. Basically, exactly what Jeremy was saying is the bulk of that situation was being used for nefarious purposes by people who were just looking to profit and from those of us that don't have any other option. And I happen to know firsthand that is a big reason why things changed. So now that things are kind of rolling again, we're just going to keep it on the DL. And for those of us that are acquiring things to enjoy them and to open them and not to friggin' flip them for giant profit. And I think that's just the best way to go about stuff.
Yeah.
But I would like to ask all of you at home, what is your favorite Bruichladdich offering? If you've never had anything from Bruichladdich, what would you like to try from Bruichladdich? I'm going to go ahead and
try it. I'd like to try Black Heart. Could you send me some? No, don't.
Fuck, I so wish. Honestly, if the risk was even 50-50 or like somewhere in that area, I'd give it a shot. But it's so brutal getting shit out of Ontario and out of Canada. It's unbelievable, man.
And then don't. It's equally hard to get here as well. Like, yeah.
It'll take 8 years, even if you ship it.
Oh. So I had to send some stuff to a buddy. It's literally a piece of paper, and the mail here is so screwed up. It's 23 k's away in an express envelope, and it's 2 weeks, and he's still not got it.
Wow!
I swear it's going via Norway for some inexplicable reason at the moment. But I can still get stuff shipped from the US in like 2 days. Like, go figure.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I've been waiting on something for ages that was in Missouri, so it's a big distance by comparison. It's been like 3 weeks. I paid for extra, all the fast shipping, everything that you could possibly do to speed it along. And by comparison, on Tuesday afternoon, I ordered a circular saw from British Columbia, which is on the other side of the country. And I had it yesterday by 1 p.m. Like it's totally messed up, but it is what it is. And I'm a really impatient person for mail. Like I'm the guy that checks tracking every 15 minutes to see if it's been updated.
Do you get paranoid? Because I get paranoid. Like did I put my shipping
the right address and all that? Yeah.
I checked. I did, but what if it didn't translate properly into like their system? Like, oh my god, like why is it in none of it right now?
I mean, I've tried to ship stuff to Vito at his old address, and even 2 addresses later, gone. So the joke is, if it rocks up in 3 years' time, the joke's well and truly gone. Shit, it was a phone cover too, so it'll probably replace his phone by the time it arrives.
I keep my phones for a very long time now, because especially now that I'm paying rent. Well, not paying rent. I'm paying a hefty amount of rent. I will not be buying very many new phones.
So sixth edition black art I can get. Do you want to hazard a guess? 700 mil.
700. 543 and 97 cents.
Dan's thinking
$430.
You know what? Vito was damn close at 550.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
So that's considerably more expensive than
and if I buy a case of 6, that brings the price down to 544.50 cents.
Oh boy, a whole 6,
Jesus
a
Christ.
whole 550.
So Peter White's favorite was the Black Art 4.1. Yeah, it's spectacular. It's off the chart.
That's the last one that Jim was part of, right? Yeah.
Yep. Because the 5.1 is now Adam, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, spectacular stuff. The Black Art. Every release I've had is great. Greg likes the PC10. Of course, it's absolutely stellar whiskey.
Yeah.
Donald likes Port Charlotte 10 and the 08 beer bar. I love the 08 beer barley. If you look at like just compared the organic level and the level in the 08 beer barley, you can tell how much I enjoy that one. And that's my whole point. They make incredible non-peated and incredible peated. And there's not really too many distilleries, I think, that can boast that have such incredible peated and incredible non-peated.
I think the only non. Sorry, go ahead.
Here's a really good question, right? So Ian's tried some 7.3 as a sample, and he's saving up for a full bottle. Now,
Ian, where are you, Ian?
I've only had.
I think he's in Europe.
Yeah. No. Here's the question that I'm getting to, right? So I've only had a few things of Octomalt. They do differ quite a lot from release to release, right?
Hmm.
Would you be better off saving for a past release that you really, really enjoyed, or putting the equivalent money aside for current and future releases?
Ooh.
Right. So do you go for a known quantity that you know that you enjoy, or do you roll the dice and go, right, like this potentially could be something even better or worse, but I could get 3 to 4 bottles out of one previous release?
Yeah, Ian's in the UK. So I would answer that by saying it wholly depends on what my financial situation looks like. I'm not.
So you're removing that from the equation. You've literally got, here's your pot of money. You can get a previous release.
No.
You can get 3 to 4.
No. Let me finish. So I have $200 to spend, right? That I can afford $200, but that's like a struggle for me, right? So do I take the risk for the $200, or do I spend the $200 on the known commodity? I will spend the $200 on the known commodity over experimenting, because I had to work for that. I had to save up and work for that extra $200 to buy it. So I'd rather, if I've never tasted it before, I would stick with what I know.
I also would like to point out that 7.3 might be the best one that I ever had.
Yeah, and what's 7.3 running at? That's the equivalent of 2 current releases, right?
Probably.
Right.
So and so in this particular case, it's Octomore. So there's never really been a bad one. Some are certainly much better than others, but if you can get if you can get a 10.1 and a 10.3,
yep. Or potentially, you're getting a 10.1 now, and then you've got that in the bank for an 11.1, which may potentially give you the buffer because you're getting in early enough, and then you can go, fuck yeah, this 11.1 on the button, can put a little bit aside whilst it's still available.
And that's what Brad was saying, that he'd probably roll the dice because he's had a few, they've all been good or great, so he'd rather try a new one. Assuming that it will and then that's the thing. Like they're just, there's not going to be a bad Octomore. That's a tough one, Jeremy. It is,
and I mean, like Vito's right at the same time as well. If you're limited with your funds, go for the safe. Potentially, don't run the risk. Yeah.
Why gamble? You know something is stellar and it's a killer bottle to have in the stable. Then yeah, for sure. But I don't think I'm copping out and saying I don't think I can answer that because I'm 50.
Yeah, you have to.
Fuck. You know what? I go for the new one. It's the one I went for.
That's fine.
You're not gonna, in my opinion, you can't lose that. You can't lose that game.
I can answer that for you, Ed. You would go for the one that gave you the greatest store discount.
Everybody needs to go to Patreon and start supporting Rock Gut Review, okay? Because that last comment is not acceptable. He needs to be able to have the funds to necessitate a purchase of Octomore if he so desires, folks. And if you watch Rock Gut Review, you know that you're investing in quality entertainment.
And you need to give him lots so that he can afford the rent for the larger place to put the space for the bottle of Octomore.
100%.
I thought he was talking that he doesn't have the kind of money to buy shirts because he's always topless.
Oh, well, that's because we've still yet to send him his shirt. That is his silent protest. He is literally
which is now on me.
Through those Cask Strength guys, I'm not going to wear a shirt until I've got that Cask Strength shirt. Just
so I switched over to the Marsala finished Port Charlotte.
Oh, so good! It's so good. That's one of my favorite whiskeys of all time. It's in my top 10, 100%. It's just marvelous.
So good.
I was mentioning before the stream started to Vito that due to the small amount that I do drink very infrequently, and when I do, it's small pours, as you guys have learned by now, although this quarantine stuff is getting me larger pours by the week. The MCO1 is the first bottle of whiskey that I have purchased again before the initial bottle ran out. This is the last of my last bottle of MCO1 that I'm going to enjoy, and I have another unopened bottle right down here, and it's the first time for any whiskey that I've done that. I wanted to make sure I could get another because I know it is a limited release. I don't think they're available anymore. I think they're gone. I'm sure somewhere you can find.
Yeah, you could probably find it.
Yeah, it's not very old. I mean, it was just last year, but man, boy, do I love that. It is just knockout. And right to the last drop, that bottle didn't lose anything. And it did take me quite a while to get down to it.
You finished the whole bottle?
Hey, would you look at that? May 2019 is when I decanted into here. So yeah, it took me, I finished a bottle inside of a year, which for me is insane.
I still have like well over half a bottle left of mine.
Well, there you go. And this is saying something here, folks. Because again,
In Vito's defense, in that year, he has consumed 3 bottles of White Walker.
Yeah.
a bottle and a half. A bottle and a half.
No, you can't count what you threw up.
I don't have a single. God, you guys wouldn't believe it if I told you how long I've had some of these bottles. You wouldn't believe it. You guys would laugh at me. You would tell me I need to step my game up. There would be a lot of jokes about all kinds of stuff.
I don't have a bottle that is older than the start of this year. Actually, 3 weeks into the year, because it took me that long to get enough funds for the challenge. Because I started completely from scratch.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I've only bottled down some things on that stream that we don't speak about anymore. So many things got bottled down.
So I'm going to move on to, I think I'm going to do another non-peated before I get into the peated. And what should I do, folks? I've got the organic. I got the organic 2009. I've got the Isla Barley 2010. And I've got the Beer Barley 08. So
go the organic, because that's the one you're not enjoying the most, and you really need to bring that down a little bit.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Organic it is. The producer has spoken.
And I'm gonna pour. I'm going right into it because I only have the 3. I have the sample of the MRC, the bottle of the MC, and I have this Octomore 7.1. And I just checked. And here's a trick for your Octomore.
Oh God.
I scratched the paint off the backside.
Oh, you shifty bastard!
So I could see where the level is on the bottle.
Smart, because it's a fucking gamble, man.
Yeah,
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah,
how much I've got left in this.
So now I'm looking at it. I haven't looked at it in a while. I have that much left. I have a third of a bottle.
Can I just say one thing? You know what I don't like? I don't like the silver bottle of the 10-year-old.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'd rather have, and with the red rim around the top, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's neat, but it's not really, it doesn't say Octomore.
No, but it does have a really nice premium feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that almost that stainless steel with a thing going.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like I'll hand it to them. It does stand, and they wanted it to stand out amongst the rest of the Octomores. I get it, but I really like the
Brad and Ian have a good idea.
Also, just I didn't select the background, so we're blaming Dan. Bruichladdich is what happens when you put a comment.
Oh, that's awesome.
And right now it's brick.
Okay,
well,
so
no, it's German for you flies undone, I guess.
I can't do equal parts mix, guys, but I will do. I will add in.
Do a blending experiment. There you go.
You're gonna have to get a pipette or a graduated cylinder and start really upping your blending game.
That's David. Dave K has all the science equipment at home. Like when he does bottle splits, you couldn't fucking differentiate with the most precise equipment on the planet. And it is exact. And he
Joke's
can
on you. Joke's on you. He always has 16 molecules more in his bottle.
That's the pouring tax.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've now got all 3 in here. I'm gonna give it.
Jeremy,
give it a couple minutes.
It's like when you're cooking something or barbecuing something, and a little piece of meat flies back, and it's like, oh, the chef's special.
Yep, or if you're going to if you're bringing takeout home, is always a chip tax. And the chips you eat as you drive. Yep.
The bag chips.
Very leathery.
That's the
right away. I'm gonna give it another couple minutes to kind of marry up and do their thing in there. But yeah, I see. This is what I love about things. about things. So does anybody at home or Jeremy or Vito, can you guys give any example of any other distillery that comes close to producing both peated and non-peated of such quality?
Now you're talking about completely unpeated.
Yeah, like this stuff is unpeated. Like all this barley stuff is unpeated.
Well,
I don't think it's even like Buna. Like I think it's completely unpeated. I don't think it's got whatever. Like there's just
No, Bruichladdich is I mean, they've got the gin, they've got a peated, they've got an unpeated, they've got a fantastic thing. Greg, everything is chips. If it's potato and it's cooked, it's chips unless it's
chips. That's chips.
It's like all about the context. All about the context. You go to McDonald's, you get Macca's chips. You go to Red Rooster, you get Dead Rooter chips. You go get your packet of Lay's, it's chips. It's all chips.
Now, is it now? Here's a question: if you go to Belgium or France, more Belgium, I'd say more Belgium. Do you say chip or do you say fries?
You see pommes frites.
Oh, so okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but on that note,
hey,
Brad,
apparently I'm getting tagged in.
What's happening, buddy?
Sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come.
Hi,
But I'm here
Danielle.
now.
Danielle's in the chat. Dave's
Hi,
listening.
Danielle.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, so my answer for you, Dan, is Belvini.
Ooh,
Different peat. It's not the same. It's not as crazily complex and didn't do as much experimenting. But
I will give you that. That 14-year-old peated triple cask I have is
I think I have
quickly becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah. You gave me a sample of that. I still haven't gone into it either.
Danielle says they were in Scotland and they ordered cheesy chips expecting like nachos, and then fries with cheddar cheese on them arrived at the table. That's awesome. I love stuff like that. With regional differences in not language but names for things.
Donald brings up a good one. Cooling Kilbeggan, Connemara.
Yep. I'll give you that. But and while I could Belveni makes some incredible non-peated, great classic Speyside.
Yeah.
And then again, I really love that. So they obviously do both well. But my point is, there's nothing to that level.
No, I agree.
Charlotte,
I agree.
Octomores are just out of this world. And then you've got Black Art, all the barley series. The classic Laddie itself is just spectacular. And I believe that one's completely unpeated too, right? Like
the classic Laddie is unpeated.
Yeah. A lot of people will claim that it is peated because there's like a weird barrel thing going on or whatever for some people, but it's definitely not peated.
Yeah.
It's understandable that people think that it is, though, because it does have a lot of the same kind of, I don't know, earthy, I don't know what you would call it, but it's definitely in that direction.
Minerally sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ben Riach, Greg says.
Yeah, Ben Riach does have some nice peated. I've only had, I think, the two.
I think it was a two. A batch two.
Batch two. Didn't we have batch one also? Someone like Scotty had it, I think. Or
I wasn't part of that. I don't think.
I wasn't part of that.
I think that was one of the. I think that was one of the times where I couldn't make it to the hangout, and he had it.
So yeah, Jeremy's got a point there too. Most distilleries, and they are being owned. So like again, there's 4 or 5 in all of Scotland that own pretty much everything. So you do have a point there. So you don't want to go ahead and start, like, if you own a distillery that traditionally makes, soft, subtle Speysides, and that same company also owns a distillery that makes heavily peated stuff, you don't really want to, again, step on their toes. I totally can see that. But again, I just keep circling back to how fantastic they do with both.
That's something new. I've never really
Marmite, Vegemite. I need to try. So I haven't had some classic laddie in a very long time.
I mean, maybe a little.
I haven't had it in
Potent.
forever.
That's quite a potent note that I don't recall getting from classic laddie, but I will definitely explore it again with that in mind.
Brad, what are you drinking again?
I am drinking Octomore 9.3 right now.
Ooh,
Nice.
It was the highest proof Octomore I had. So
nice.
it's what, 62? Yeah, 62.9.
I believe that was that's collectively regarded as the best from the 9 series.
It's damn good. It is damn good. And you can tell how much is left without scraping up the bottle.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that. Is that one have the white tube or is it a black tube?
I think it was a white tube.
I like.
Remember,
white.
I don't keep them very often, so I don't. I think it was a white one.
Do you throw out the tubes, Brad, or do you have them somewhere?
I throw them out. Yeah. Anything that can be recycled or whatever, I recycle it. But anything else, I just toss.
The tube.
I feel like I'm a hoarder because I keep everything.
I only keep the bottles long enough to get the label off, which now is like a year. So I do want to put the labels into my scrapbook, if you will, and then they can go wherever. I've got no connection on that level. In fact, my wife, who works in real estate, for house staging, a lot of the bottles they'll use for house staging. So if you take the labels off, like these generic, like these Wisers. Oh, get back in there, John Barleycorn.
Okay, maybe it was a black one. Maybe was it the 0.1 that was white? There was one of the 9s that was white, but I can't.
I feel like it would have.
I have had a white tube for an Octomore, but I don't remember which one it was.
I feel like it would have been the Virgin Oak one. But
yeah, the only thing I ever keep is like corks. That's
corks are super valuable, especially synthetic corks. Oh man, that's what I've repurposed one of my Booker's boxes for keeping corks in.
Usually they're in that giant Glencairn in my whiskey storage, but I was using it for a stupid video earlier. So.
Are you filming something?
No, I filmed something. And it's already on the internet.
The heck?
Vito's gone now for the rest of the thing, trying to find that. Desperately trying to find that.
Mysteries.
So what I think I'm gonna do, because I have all my corks here. I think I'm gonna do what they did on the Whiskey Tribe. They shaved them down and used them as magnets. I think I might just do that.
So now I wish. How many times has anybody made their own blend and then desperately wish they paid more attention to what the ratios were?
Oh, all the time.
This is actually really, really nice.
Yeah, I never pay attention when I'm mixing things, and then every once in a while, son of a bitch.
Oh, this is I'm batting 1,000 the past couple of months for blends. The last blend I did was 50-50 Lefroy Carchus and Lefroy Quarter Cask.
I bet that would be really good.
Or no, sorry. Lefroy 10 cask strength and Carchus triple word, and it was just out of this world. I'm really glad you
quality in, quality out, right? So those are both amazing choices.
So I would have to say that the result of this is greater than the sum of its parts.
Nice.
It seems like it's, wondering what the ABV is on. They're all 50%, right?
50 plus 50 plus 50 is 20.
Yeah.
Right? That's how it works.
Man, this is spectacular.
Woo! Oh my fucking God. If you go from the MCO1, the Marsala finished Port Charlotte, go to an Octomore. Well, it might work with only the 0.1s, but I did an Octomore 7.1, go back to the MCO1, dark chocolate fudge.
Nice.
Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's so nice. It's such a surprise. Oh, that's so weird and nice.
There's almost a. This is weird. There's almost a rye note on this.
Weird.
My goodness, it's actually quite nice. It's very leathery on the nose, but like conditioned soft leather. Definitely a cereal barley note. And just really subtle and fantastic. And on the tongue, dances around, very complex. There's a spice to it that's kind of that leather almost, but it's almost a rye. It is almost a rye spice. It's actually really good.
Nice.
Glad you guys suggested that. Now I have to just down it so I can get into the peat.
I mean, we have the After Dark stream as well, just to cap it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm kind of hitting a second wind right now. So
Are you now?
yeah,
That's good news.
3 streams in a day, baby.
I'm
gonna power through it.
If you do a stream hat trick, that's pretty badass.
I'll tell you what.
I did it last.
If you make it at least an hour into the After Dark stream, I'll tell you where that video is.
Okay.
And
you just
on the coffee
on, you don't have to talk as much.
It's fine. Exactly. Yes. Hi, my name is Brad. I believe we've met.
Okay, so there was something I wanted to address. Puffs and Drams likes to keep the lids from tins for some reason. Everybody likes to keep something from whiskeys or something, or take a picture, or to have some sort of, way to remember what you've had or whatever. And for me, I thought that I was going to, keep bottles and do something neat, kind of like what Vito has planned, but I definitely don't have the room, not even close to having the room for that. And for me, my idea with the book is just the most practical. Everything is kept in a book. I can flip through and see the actual label of every whiskey that I've had, and on the back of the page, I write a brief little description about it, where I got it, how much I paid, or whatnot.
Right.
So it's kind of neat. And
if we're still friends in like 40 years, I'd love to go through it.
I'm probably got like 2 years left of being your friend.
Well, shit.
I almost didn't come tonight. So, 40 years is... Geez.
No, for sure. And I have a lot. So Dave's awesome. We do all the bottle splits. Dave sends the bottles over when they're empty, so I can take the labels off. Because I don't put labels in there of whiskey that I haven't had.
Yes, sure.
That's just silly. So I've got a significant stash here of empty bottles waiting to be filled with boiling water and then painstakingly scraped off with razor blades.
I lose my mind.
Oven mitt in one hand.
That's way too much work for me. The only bottles I keep are bottles that I think I might find a use for pranking Vito with in the future.
Damn it.
See, that's smart. That's smart. I did.
Literally, like, since my birthday last year, I've been wary of any bottle that ended to be by you.
And I didn't even do anything. The only bottle that was messed with wasn't even me.
I know, but you were part of it somehow. Your name was the part of it, so now it popped ideas in your head.
Always blamed for things I don't even do.
I'm going to show my book off for those of the folks at home that haven't seen it. So I think it's a great idea. And for those people that want to, Dave was the real mastermind behind that all. Like Dave was the smart one behind that.
Yeah, the only thing they were trying to figure out is how to make you not suspicious that it was an unsealed bottle.
and they used you.
Yeah, so I just was like, just tell him I wanted
some.
Whatever, he won't care. That was my only involvement. Was like, just tell him I wanted a sample. He won't give a crap. Even if he does, he'll just be annoyed with me. He won't think anything about the bottle.
I was like, oh yeah, sure. No problem. Brad can take whatever he wants.
Wow, I really got to catch up on this. So yeah, I have I put all the labels on it that are from the bottle. So I take it, including the barcode, in case you can scan it and see what it's worth or whatever. But I put it on a page, and then on the back, I write just a few notes. I give it a quick rating, just a quick comments and all of that stuff, and just a little bit of info on it.
Nice.
The one thing that's not normal, I think I write where I emptied it. So this was at my buddy Clarkie's during my buddy Asseltine's visit. So it kind of invokes a bit of those memories and stuff too.
Nice.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing I started in my whiskey journey. That's not drinking and enjoying whiskey. It's really neat. But I am extremely far behind on getting stuff in there. But it's maybe I'll do that tonight. Catch up on a couple of those bottles.
Oh, nice.
Do you guys keep? I've never even asked. Do you guys keep journals or anything at all, or notes or anything, or like
not really?
Or...
I don't even keep a list of the whiskeys that I have, which I should do at some point.
Yeah,
I did for a while. I was using one of the apps.
Oh, whiskey or whatever.
Yeah, to like keep track, but I got lazy, and then I just didn't want to put the work to like catch up, and it just.
Do you remember when the tribe was small enough that we had like a vast majority of people on like it wasn't whiskey, it was the one before that, I think, where it was like you can browse other people's collections.
Oh, right. It was like Distill something.
Yeah, something like that. And
I can't remember what it was.
There was only like a couple thousand people in the tribe, and like there was a good like 500 people on it, and you can go through like different people's collections and stuff like that. That was the last thing that I
Distillery,
yeah. Just never,
I actually
so I have a list on there, but it's way out of date.
Yeah.
Jeremy, if you could do me the favor, because I know you can. I don't know how hard it would be. Or simply just typing my name in and seeing. I'd love to know when I joined the Whiskey Tribe. I can't see it. I'm not that, like, I've tried. I've gone on and it doesn't. I'm not smart enough to figure out how to fucking do it. I don't know Facebook that well, so I'd love to know when I joined up. It's certainly after these guys. Definitely not an old school member, but
you joined June 3rd, 2018.
I did?
Yep.
Yeah, so like at least 6 months probably before I did.
No.
Really?
No, Brad, we were joined before that. Because we met in March on the tribe.
All I know is that I'm so thankful. If we can just for a second talk about Whiskey Tribe, I'm super, 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 super thankful for the Whiskey Tribe, because I wouldn't have met both of these guys and subsequently many others, Dave and Adam and all of the cats.
Oh yeah, and the date on my account on the tribe is horribly wrong.
Yeah,
because Terry added me after the fact.
Yeah,
there was a thing.
Yeah, because I joined the tribe March 2nd, 2018.
When did the page start itself?
I think a year prior. No, the Facebook page started. I think in October or September of 2017. I think, but there was a previous thing before that as well. Jeremy, I think, knows a bit more about that.
7th of November, 2017. There was a beta version. Okay. I imagine so. With just
November.
Owls was started in 2016, I think. We've got to step up our numbers here. We
We're
need
we're about quality, not quantity.
And
we're failing on both accounts.
Yeah.
All you can do is try. I mean, how far you get, it's hard to say.
Whatever. It's fun. I'm super thankful for it all. It's such a great community.
Yep. I'm gonna go back. I went forward and now I'm going backwards. I start with the MC, MRC, MC, Octomore, MC, back to MRC to finish off the stream.
So Donald's talking about Waterford being the next Bruichladdich, given Mark Rainier's involvement.
I can see that because they're doing some crazy stuff over there with terroir and different grains and stuff like that. So,
yep.
It sounds like they're doing a lot of interesting stuff for sure.
Yeah, big time. And we can only be super excited for the future of across the board for whiskey, just because of this boom. And I don't care what anybody says, without social media, without stuff like the Whiskey Tribe or all of the wonderful Whiskey Tube channels, such as the one you're watching right now, it wouldn't be such a massive boom. And I know that goes for absolutely everything. And it's just common sense that social media will boost any hobby or interest or consumable. But it's just nothing but like vastly increasing it, and all of the stuff that's been going on with recent times and all the online tastings and all the online stuff. I know so many groups have seen memberships skyrocket, and it's just fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the future for every single region.
Absolutely.
And those regions that are not so well known but are stepping into the game, like Italy, for example, obviously has their foot in the door now, with Puni making some great product. And as years come where they can mature their product and obviously have access to incredible wine casks, there's so many areas that are just booming right now, and it's going to be an amazing future for whiskey.
It is.
So speaking really quickly, going back to the MRC, after the Octomore, they both got better. Like the Octomore lit my palate on fire, and now there's more complexity coming out came out of both of them.
I am going to cap this and move on to some peated. Big time. And
does that have a stream tonight? Did he set one up?
I think he does. I'm not positive.
Ed, you got a stream tonight?
You
still in here, buddy?
How dare he?
He might be getting ready for his stream. That's
he just went live.
Yeah. So we should shut this down then, and we can all harass him over in his chat for an hour.
That sounds wonderful. I just emptied my MCO1 and just in time to raise a glass. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Cheers, everyone. Stay safe.
Cheers.
We'll see you in an hour.
See you back in an hour for See You After Dark. Cheers.
Sláinte. Oh, my God, that is tasty.